Hi, what are the 7 stages of inflation? Well, inflation is, in my opinion, the worst of all economic problems. It affects the poor worse than it affects the wealthy. And it begins with imbalances in the fiscal and monetary policies that cause the monetary base, meaning the amount of currency in the market, to expand, to inflate, where the word inflation comes from. In the second stage, there is a disruption in the supply chain, which can be caused by increases in the prices of commodities or sometimes lack of them. The third stage is when we feel prices rising, when we go to the grocery stores, when we buy goods and services, when we pay our rents. The fourth stage is what they call inertial inflation. What is inertial inflation? Is when companies, to prepare for prices increase in the materials they need, they already rise their prices now. For example, let's say a company that makes orange juice. If they foresee an increase in the price of orange by 5% next month, they will already incorporate in their prices today those 5%. That's inertial inflation. On the fifth stage, governments try to control the effects of inflation instead of the causes. So governments do stuff like freeze rentals, freeze food prices in the grocery stores, change the calculation of the consumer price index to make it appear lower than it actually is. Those measures do not work. In fact, they can make things worse. Just take Venezuela, for example, products disappearing from the shelves in the grocery stores. In the sixth stage, governments realize that they need to do some structural reforms in their economies. And they usually do a blend of tax increases, they increase interest rates, and they also cut some of their costs, cut social programs and investments in infrastructure. Which brings us to the seventh stage of inflation, which is what I call stagflation, because those necessary but harsh measures, they cause the economy to stagnate, to come to a stall. But the inflation is still there, right? Because it takes a while for it to adjust before things get better again. And the harsher the measures that the governments take, the faster stagflation becomes. And things get back to normal faster. And actually the economy very often comes back better than it was before the inflationary stages. Questions, comments are welcome. Thank you.